Well, first of all, let's start with the senior here. Ashley, goodness gracious, this is a hard course to run. Of course, you and Bailey both finishing the way you guys did. What do you think about today?
It didn't go how I planned it. I wanted to break 25s, but I think I might have PR'd by 3 seconds. So, I mean, even finishing this course is pretty hard. So.
And last year you missed a lot of the season with a knee injury, just trying to rehab it. This year, I mean, how do you feel? Wide open spaces, your senior year. I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. It's been hard. I haven't been able to run hardly any meets. This one is probably the hardest meet I'll run, and I don't know, I feel physically pretty bad afterwards, honestly.
Absolutely. Well, it happens, and as far as, working with Bailey, it's just you two this year. It's definitely a quality over quantity situation, but how do you feel just running in tandem with her? Do you kind of look for her to try to keep pace? Kind of what do you do?
Well, the 2 meets that I have run, which is this one and then I believe the first 5K of the season, I tried my best to keep her within my sights, at least around the corners and the turns, It's pretty good to help me keep pace. I usually lose her by about mid-course, but I think being able to keep her within my sights for the first half is pretty good.
I was about to say, she's a pretty good runner.
Yeah, she's a really good runner.
And Bryce, well, first of all, now what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
Freshman. Hitting varsity as a freshman, hitting one of the most grueling courses in the region. I mean, there's a reason why so many people come out here, but what's today been like for you?
It's been the most difficult one so far this year, by a large margin. Most of the courses are pretty flat with a couple of hills, but it's really hilly. I didn't PR every meet. I've been able to cut some time off. This one was a minute off from PRing. So.
And seeing a course like this, of course, a lot of different, a lot of different courses. They have like a little hill section or a flatland, but how's this going to kind of prepare you for the rest of the season, knowing you've seen the worst of the worst?
It makes me think it can only get better from here.
Absolutely. Now, did you run in 8th grade?
Yes, I did.
And what do you think about acclimating from 8th grade to the high school level? What's it been like? Of course, faster runners, but what's the change been like for you?
It's been a little drawing because there's a big jump from the difficulty, but it's fun. So.
All right. And final question to both of you guys is, what do you do from here? Kind of what are you going to improve on, and what do you think you kind of learned and can make yourself better from today?
Work on the hills, get down to 20 minutes.
That's a pretty solid goal. Yeah. What do you think?
Basically, I just want to keep my body healthy, and I want to be able to make it to districts at least this year, because the year that I did run, I wasn't able to make it because of other medical issues. But it's basically just hanging in there until districts. I think I need to cut a minute and a half off my PR in order to make it to state. So basically, just working on speed.
Well, no, that's all I got. I appreciate you guys. And hey, not a bad day for a young team tackling one of the most grueling courses in the entire region. But what do you think about your boys and girls today?
It was a good experience for them. I mean, each race had about 250, 240 runners in it, so a bit more than we're used to seeing. And a number of them had a really solid day. Brenton Ross ran his best time ever. And then we had a number of runners within about 45 seconds of their season's best or personal best. And on this course with a big hill after a mile, another big hill at the 2 mile mark, and another big hill at the 2.5 mile mark, I thought they did well. And you're right, a young team is a good experience for them.
Absolutely, and of course, when you see a course like this where it's got hills, it's got straightaways, it's just got everything, turns. I mean, how educational is this when you can fit everything like this into one meet?
Well, I've visited with a few of them already. Don't get out too fast. Get a little excited. Had a couple of them run very fast for first miles. So that was a good learning experience for them, not to get caught up and kind of get out, but then pace yourself rather than just jet out there. to save something for those hills later on. But then they still ran respectable times, and I think the two that probably had the fastest first miles for us were both within about 45 seconds of PRing. And considering they spent themselves early, that was pretty solid. And just how to run in a pack at a start, especially if you have postseason aspirations. Beyond districts, this is the one meet where you're going to see that many people at once, and quality competitors as well.
And final question, well, not final question, but what do you guys got next? Of course, you guys got Green Valley, and
Yeah, it goes pretty fast from here on out. So like next Saturday we go to Green Valley, and then the Saturday after that we go to Kearney. 3 days after that is our home meet. We have ours on a golf course, so we have to have ours during the week. And then we have about a week off till conference, which is like in the 20s of October. Districts is October 30th, I believe, and then state the week after that. So after this next Saturday, October will go pretty quick.
And one more question, which is, just over a month left in the season. Kind of, what are you guys going to work on, try to build up to that postseason run?
Well, what I'd like to see happen is we have a couple kids that have a chance to move on to state, 3 or 4 that have realistic aspirations, or more than, let me put it this way, more than realistic. Then we have some other ones that we just try to get ourselves in contention to do it. They changed postseason this year. There's only 4 districts instead of 8. So our district is twice as big as last year, and so they're taking 30. But again, they combined District 7 and 8 into District 4. So that gives a few more opportunities for people to squeak in there. And again, it just really cut time. I mean, this sport's really, honestly, mostly about just improving yourself first, and then taking the team along with you afterwards. So just continue to cut time. I'd like to see some of our guys take about another minute and a half, 2 minutes off, and then both our girls, Bailey's running really well. If she takes about another 45, 60 seconds off her PR, she's putting her in position to do some things. And then Ashley has been battling injuries, which you probably talked about her earlier when I was back in the tent. Just her PRing and trying to work her way in to maybe qualifying.
I was about to say, she's a heck of an athlete, so do you think it's just putting all the things together?
She's a good all-around athlete. She's been battling knee issues for years. In fact, she hasn't, like Ashley herself, hasn't had a full week of practice, really, where it's the full workout. We're trying to keep her healthy. She's not running every meet either. And same thing with Bailey. She hasn't run every meet either, trying to save her because she's been having some hip issues. So keeping them healthy first to try to give them the best chance to do well at the end. And the guys, we've been pretty fortunate not having anything too serious, shin splints, and anybody who's run knows that's shin splints are.
They're
period.
terrible.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's all I got. Hey, I appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, take care. Thanks for driving down.
Oh,
Going to
no.